Hello everyone, welcome back to MixBuzz TV, mixing and mastering tutorials on YouTube. Quick plugin review for you today, guys. SLATE Digital, brand new, just released VMR, the virtual mixer rack. Technically a virtual 500 series lunchbox where you can put different modules in the same instance. The plugin, as of right now, comes with 5 modules, 2 compressors and 2 equalizers, and a completely free exciter plugin, which is called Revival. It has only 2 knobs, a shimmer and a thickness. And according to SLATE advertisement, it has few secrets up its sleeve, depth and stereo widening, and some secret enhancing feature for the shimmer, and added weight and thickness and body without being boomy for the thickness control. Different analog pieces of gear have been modeled for the coding of this Revival plugin, and we're gonna quickly take a listen to it. This one is on the whole mix. Let's bypass it first.
She was the finest thing that I ever did see. I walked over to her just to make her please. I said, hey baby, do you wanna go out with me? You won't know what she said. She said, ooh, have a good time. She said, ooh, I'm gonna have a good time. She was the finest thing that I ever did see. I walked over to her just to make her please. I said, hey baby, do you wanna go out with me? You won't know what she said. She said, ooh, have a good time. She said, finest thing that I ever did see. I walked over to her just to make her please. I said, hey baby.
Okay, so in my opinion, it sounds very nice so far. The fact that it doesn't have an output volume or an input volume, it's a little bit of an oversight for this plugin. We should be able to match the level before and after the processing, but maybe it's something SLATE Digital will do in the future. But yeah, it gives the mix a nice shimmer, definitely, and it does add a very nice saturation. With this kind of processors, like enhancer, my advice is always wait a day before you actually print your mix, because when you turn them on, everything seems better and everything seems to have a nice polish that sounds better, but it's not always the case the day after. So, you know, use it with caution, especially if you slap it at the end of the mix. Everything sounds better, but that's not always the case. So maybe if you want to use it, just mix into it. It would be my advice, and then adjust the settings as you go. This one is very simple, just 2 knobs, so it doesn't take much. So let's see, CPU wise, let's try to make it inactive. And I was at 2526 and I'm at 2526. So it seems to have very, very little impact on the CPU, if any. And so let's try this Revival plugin on some single elements on this mix. Like, for example, bass. Let's solo the bass. Okay. Okay, so this is interesting. As you can see, I was able to go pretty high with the settings without it being overwhelming as an effect, without it being too obvious. And I guess it depends on the input signal level and also on the complexity of the material that you feed it. Because if I was using it on the 2 bus, on the whole mix, with these high settings, it would have been way too much, but not here for a single track for the bass. And again, I think this depends on the gain staging. Of course, the whole mix is not only way louder in the way in, but it's also harmonically richer. So it really seems to depend on what you fit it with. So this tells me that there is some very solid modeling behind this little free plugin, and it's very nice. It sounds actually very nice on bass. Okay. It's subtle, and I like subtle because this is a plugin that you're supposed to mix with, so to have several instances of it. And I'm talking about the whole rack. So if you think about having this on maybe 20 or 40 tracks, subtle is what you want, because if the effect is too obvious, even a low setting or even just inserting it, with a high track count, it would build up way too fast and probably not being as useful. So very nice. Let's try it on something else, like drum bass, for example. It's a nice roomy drum. If you take a look at the meter, the level meter, it does add quite some level, even though we are very high with the settings. Okay. It's very nice. It's very, very nice. I like the saturation that it adds. It's very pleasant to hear. The stereo imaging is improving too. Is a little wider, but it doesn't lose the center channel. It doesn't lose solidity in the middle. Okay, so let's try it on vocals.
She was the finest thing that I ever did see. I walked over to her, just begging her please. I said, hey baby, do you wanna go out with me? You wanna know what she said? She said, ooh, we're gonna have a good time.
Once again, yes, it does react differently to the different material. Let's hear what it's doing on the vocals in the whole mix.
She was the finest thing that I ever did see. I walked over to her, just begging her please. I said, hey baby, do you wanna go out with me? You wanna know what she said? She said, ooh, we're gonna have a good time.
Okay, that's very nice. It just pushes the vocals just a little bit, just enough to make it pop in between instruments. I like it.
She was the finest
Without.
thing that I ever did see. I walked over to her,
With.
just begging her please. I said, hey baby, do you wanna go out with me? You wanna know what she...
Very nice indeed. Let's try it on, for example, guitars. Okay, so let's test our SLATE virtual mixer rack on a different material. This is a weird electronic loop, and let's see how our Revival Exciter and Answer plugin does it on the 2 bus for this song. Okay, so in this case, with virtual synths and virtual sounds, I'm not that fond of it, to be honest. Especially the shimmer control. It just adds something in the high end that is a little too harsh, a little too fake, plasticky, digital. It worked a lot better on the rock track with the real instrument recorded. The low end, the thickness control, it does add a nice weight. That I like. Listen to the kick drum. Okay? But I'm not sure I like this. Probably one of the other modules, one of the 2 EQ would work well to rebalance the high end instead of the shimmer. But the thickness is very nice. Let's try it just on the kick. Yeah, it's nice, very nice. Let's try to solo this one. Very nice. Love it. Let's try it on the rest of the electronic kit and see how it works without it. Let's mute the kick drum for now. Once again, I'm not a fan of the shimmer on the electronic material, but I do like the thickness control. Let's try it on one of the 2 synths that we have here. Okay, on this one, it seems to add saturation as soon as you turn it on. And I like it. The low end here gets a little rumbly, but it's just the material, and the shimmer, it gets a little too digital. Let's try it on the other one. Of course, it's not gonna be, you know, your magic plugin for every single track, so it's very subtle here. I like it. I like what it does to the stereo image. Definitely nice. Yeah. So it really depends on how hard you hit it. Okay, the input level is crucial with this plugin. It's very nice, and I hope Slate Digital adds an input and an output control on the virtual mixer rack, because it really seems to affect how at least this module, the Revival module, how it reacts to the material, and I assume the other modules are gonna be the same. So let's try one instance on that synth and one instance on the kick drum, because we liked it there, and see how the loop works with and without. So we have one on the synth and one on the kick drum. What it does to the kick drum is very, very nice. And overall, it seems a great plugin. So kudos to Slate Digital. This plugin, this Revival plugin, Enhancer, Exciter, is completely free. Go to the Slate Digital site, download your copy. You need an iLok 2. And enjoy it. Stay tuned for the review of the other modules. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you liked it. If you did, please don't forget to click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and see you next time.